Hey guys, how's it feeling up there?
Hi, Kylie. What do you have going on?
You know, we've got a lot happening this morning, but mostly, I mean, the impressive wardrobe change that just happened within the last minute and a half. Matt Brickman, Jason DeRusha, you guys look excellent. Oh, good. Please cover the ears.
I'm trying. I've been doing other things.
Very high maintenance, this Brickman.
I know. Okay, so we had the balloons before.
Yes.
And I mean, does this happen to you guys this year? My low tire pressure sign came on in the car
all the time, right?
instantly. And so we had these balloons blown up inside, and I don't know if you can feel it's starting to lose that air. It's a little bit. Isn't that kind of weird to see that? So
this was pretty full, and it's pretty squishy.
Yeah, and look at this one. So this one's just been shrinking the whole time. So what happened was we went from the warmer air inside. We didn't blow up or let out any air when we came to the cold. But what happens is it's all about density. So the air in here, the density actually increases when it gets colder, which makes the balloon shrink. So actually, I'll have you guys bring these back down as you're heading back inside, and they'll grow bigger again without adding or removing.
We get to go back inside?
Yeah, you will. I'll let you. Isn't that really nice?
Yes.
So kind of cool. Okay, so we had our fun with the balloons. We can.
Do not litter in downtown
Well, I was trying to set it gently on the ground. Okay, and so we've all seen this on social media of everyone throwing the hot mugs in the air, and I wanted to talk a little bit about the actual science that goes into that, because you've seen that, and we want to stress, first of all, the most important thing here is safety.
Okay.
Safety. We're talking about throwing hot water in the air. You don't want to throw it towards someone else.
Right.
You don't want to throw it above yourself.
Don't do the overhead thing.
No, don't do that. It's not worth the cool picture, because here's the thing, not all the water is going to evaporate. That's just not the way that it works. But once we get temperatures that are this cold, if you do have a mug full of hot water, and the reason it has to be hot is because when it's hot, it's a little bit closer to evaporating. So do you see that steam that's coming off of it right now?
Sure.
Yep, so that's sort of starting that process. Matt, this is not what we were asking for. I also didn't wash these mugs before we did this. Okay, so when we do this, we're going to throw the water into the air, and then the air right now is so cold, as you guys can feel.
Do I have to do this?
You're going to have to do this.
Do you know my history
I know
with
your
this?
history, and that's why I specifically
I am not doing this. I'm not doing it. I'm not going to do it. No way.
What do you mean you're not
The LA Times blamed me for like 50 burns around the country.
This is your chance to redeem yourself, because we are talking about safety and science, not just some gimmick.
Right. Here's the thing. I don't know if this is going to work. We've been standing here.
All right, let's try it. So Kylie's going to go first.
All right,
I'm going to step back.
I'm going to throw this way. Okay, ready? Again, safety.
Yeah.
There we go.
A little bit.
Yeah, you definitely got it. Like I said, it's not all going to evaporate. That's the thing.
Matt,
the closer it is to boiling, the more
better.
likely it is to.
You want to do it quickly.
So get it off the stove, go outside, throw it. Mine is drinkable, so.
Yeah, that's not ideal. It's pretty good, though.
Yeah, like a little bit.
It's pretty good.
There's going to be a real slick spot over there. Just if we're stressing safety, do not walk on that corner.
This is like the lamest segment ever.
Jason, this is your chance to redeem yourself. Safety. Away.
Oh, that was
a good one. You had the best one of all of us.
Come on.
I have a lot of experience in doing this.
So will you explain the LA Times for people who don't know and maybe didn't see that during that cold snap in 2014?
In 2014,
Polar vortex.
Polar vortex. I did this. I didn't even post a picture or anything.
Okay.
I just tweeted that I had done it.
Yeah.
And it was fun, and that you should do it.
Oh,
and then
but
the
did you
LA
include
Times
the safety to go along with it?
No.
Okay.
Because my audience is in Minnesota. It was freezing here.
Oh, were people doing it around the rest of the country?
Yeah, so some drunk college idiot in Kentucky does it. And the LA Times was like, hey, this news anchor said to do it. And everyone did it. They blame me for it.
The power of Jason DeRusha.
I wish.
The internet.
I wish I had that kind of
the LA
power.
Times, it was your fault.
Probably. It likely was.
Well, now we know the science behind it. We're talking about evaporation and the air. And the air, because it's so cold, it can't hold that moisture. That's why it changes so quickly. And that's why we don't get big snowstorms when the cold is this much. You guys doing okay?
No,
you're like
hate
shivering.
this.
Why are you so cold?
Why? Because I'm wearing a suit.
I'm wearing a suit. I have a little more fat to insulate me. It's the Minnesotan way, guys.
Yes,
Okay, I'm going to send you guys back down with those balloons. I'm actually watching them deflate even more as we go.
You mean the ones that are rolling down Nicollet Mall?
No, stop. I've got control of them.
We have got
6:23 now. Despite how uncomfortable it is to be outside, frigid weather doesn't have to be a bad thing.
Look, you can turn it into a learning opportunity. Get the kids out of the house, get them away from the video games for a minute. We sent Kylie and Matt, two meteorologists, up to the CCO rooftop. Kylie, the hot water trick and some balloon science was fun in the last hour. What do you have for us now?
Okay, so we're trying something that I've never done before. You've never done this experiment either.
Live TV, no better time to find out if it works.
To see if it works. Okay, but what we're talking about here is super cooled water, and we are hopefully going to make soda slushies, which you can make at home with your kids. It's really, really easy. So online tells me that it is. But let's talk about what we did here. So we put a couple of different sodas down into the snow. And what we're doing is we're waiting for that soda to get colder than freezing. And I know what you're thinking. You're like, okay, well, at that point, it's got to turn to ice. But here's the thing. We've got super cooled water in our atmosphere all the time. It needs what's called nucleation to get that crystallization process going. So, okay, Matt, I just want to walk you through here. We shook these two.
Oh, these are shaken?
Yep, so these two were
stirred.
Yeah, and then these two, we just threw them in. Yeah, you know,
okay,
that's where you're here for the bad jokes.
All right, so the idea is this is a closed environment, right?
Yep.
There's no dust or anything getting into the bottle right now for that nucleation process.
No imperfections, and that's what we're looking at.
Yeah.
So do you want to grab the
Sunkist would never do that. No imperfections.
No. Okay, so it's right now it's all liquid.
I mean, there's no ice or anything in there. So
yeah, so if
this
you
is shake it, I'm going to open it away from us.
You already did it. Look at that. It turned to slush.
Oh,
so you
just by moving it.
Yeah. So you were a little not delicate with it. I would have been a little more gentle. Isn't that neat? Can you get it closer?
Yeah.
So try opening it up, and it'll.
There we go.
Cool. Isn't that neat? So that's what you can. It goes straight from liquid. You saw that to turning into that. Oh wait, don't you?
This is a different thing.
I'm
Sorry.
trying to help walk you through
I'm
this.
just helping. I'll come back to the crouched position.
Okay. So then we've got this one, and this one we left out a little too long. You can see it kind of started that process. Is it good?
It's delightful.
It was kind of a slushy, right? Okay,
good.
So we'll open this one up. Oh, this is actually why I brought you. Love that. Oh, did you see that? Did you hear it? Look at that. It turned to slush and popped right up.
Oh, and then there it goes.
Oh, there it goes. So you can pour it in a glass and enjoy it. Okay, so these two we didn't shake. So they aren't, because you know what happens when you shake soda, you get that explosion that happens, right?
That's the little eruption that's happening here right now,
Exactly.
by the way. It's just pushing the ice out. Look at this.
Isn't that kind of cool? Okay, so these two, again. Oh, look, it's starting to happen with this one too. Even without the shaking. Awesome.
All right, so it's just disturbing it.
It's disturbing it, and so that's what we're doing. I'm going to pour this one in to the glasses
Trying to be
here.
more delicate with this one so I don't screw it up.
This one, I mean, it takes a little bit of practice, but that's the fun that you can have. You can have the kids outside.
Just right away.
Isn't that cool?
As soon as the air gets in there, you break that seal, it goes straight to ice. And so this was liquid, and now... Look at that!
It turns into slush.
That is way cooler than I expected this to be, Kylie.
Isn't that kind of neat? So test it out with the kids. So I put these out here about 2 hours ago. If you do it with bigger bottles, you'll need a little more time. It all depends on how cold it is. But that's the fun of doing it with your kids. Is you can say, okay, did the Sunkist or the Coke do better?
Sure. And no one called dibs on this one.
No, that's all yours. That's for coming up and helping me out and opening the bottles.
Thanks, Fred.
Isn't that kind of cool? I love when you get to do that. And it just takes that one imperfection, and that's what happens in our atmosphere, too. You get that dust particle or whatever, and then you get that super cooled water droplet that then just creates a snowflake.
Very cool.
That was great. Really, really good. Thanks, guys.